Hey everybody, welcome to the Kastor'sCorner.com. I'm your host Khalil, here for another toy of the day here on our live YouTube channel. And yes, it is not a live video, but it is not edited, so technically it's called live to tape. So live to tape. So you can follow us. We are at Kastor's Corner on all social media. You can go to our website for a full gallery of these toys, as well as our archive of past toy of the days. We're up in the 190s now. And you can check out the Cornercast podcast up on Apple Podcasts every Monday night, except this week, thanks to Jesse and DJ. I love you guys, but yeah, we get a little, we spill secrets that we shouldn't spill. Anyway, but you can subscribe to that as well as this channel. Hit the subscribe button somewhere. It helps. It really does help. So we've been doing a lot of Masters videos lately. I did Battle Cat last night from, there he is. He's right there. From Revelation, the new Netflix series from Kevin Smith, which I'm dying to see. It looks so good. And we've been doing Origins, and I did the Skelegod, who is back in his box. I'm still not sold on him yet. And we did a Beginnings. We did an early podcast, early video talking about like why Masters was important and how we got into it and all that stuff. So I'm not going to go into that, but what we are going to talk about tonight are these guys, the minis. And I resisted getting the minis the first time around. They were originally offered as a Mattel Collector exclusive, 2 packs, build a castle, build a background diorama. And by that point, honestly, as much as I wanted to support the product and get more toys, I really couldn't, in good conscience, support the line run by Scott. And yes, his name is Scott. I will not call him his other given pick name. Just we didn't get along. And there was a lot of lying that went on, and I really just couldn't support the line anymore. Cherry picked here and there. Junior, thankfully, was willing to be just like, here, just take. He just gave me toys to get the last couple that I really, really wanted to kind of finish my classics collection. And I'm going to be selling off a chunk of it soon, maybe. It's more about me having the time and the drive to do it. But I resisted these the first time around. They had Mossman in it. They had He-Man. They had all these really cool ones. And then Scott left. Thankfully, Mattel Collector died. Like, it was just a horrible experience as a consumer. And then Masters started coming out again with new stuff. And I started getting the minis, not these minis, the Mega Constructs, and slowly worked my way back into Origins and then Revelation. And last summer during the pandemic, Junior mentioned that he had an extra set of Wave 1 tire set. And I said, sure, why not? I'll go for it. And I did. And then I did. But the nice part about being a collector and the nice part about being a little more selective is that I choose not to get every figure in this line. So this is the card from Wave 2. And you can see of this card, of this wave, Stinkor, Beastman, and Faker are the only 3. See if we can refocus. Maybe. Sort of. Maybe the camera will get me. These guys were the only 3 original characters in the wave. So, knowing that at the bottom of each one of these, there's a letter over on this side of it. Knowing what the codes were, I was able to cherry pick. And so I got my Beastman, I got my Faker, and whatever winner decided to make him 1 per case, the entire case, 1, the original character. Do a repaint, do something else. Don't make the original characters the 1 per case. First wave was Slime Pit He-Man. And so I was in. I was hooked. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to get these, I'm going to get this one, and I'm going to get this one. And they came with these really cool boxes. Like, it is Stank Mountain. The first wave was Castle Grayskull. Like, really cool. And if you wanted to paint these a little bit... Sorry, I got to fix that. Maybe. I don't know. Can't tell if it's the lighting or the focus. If you want to repaint these, you can. And you can make them look like little diorama pieces. Like little background for your characters. Toys playing with toys. And these are great for the world's smallest, too. So then, without word, they switched. They went from single packs, or the blind boxes, to single packs, where you can just see. They're like on a card. And now the new wave here, Stratos, a bunch of like darker, what are these called? Anti-Eternia characters, Battle Armor He-Man, Battle Skeletor. And I held to it. I said, nope, no doubles. I need one He-Man, I need one Skeletor. I don't need anybody anti-armor or anything like that. So I got Stratos, Ninjor, and Evil Lyn. But technically, these are wave 4. Wave 3 had a lot more with Zodek and Merman and Orko, Fisto, and Tila. And those, maybe not Fisto. Those came out in Canada, and they never hit the States. And they sold on Big Bad. And so we jumped right ahead. And I really wanted Tila. I really like her. I think she's one of my favorite characters. So I picked these guys up. And very limited articulation. Just the arms are single point. Heads can rotate, and waist. The bottom does not. The legs don't move, just the waist. At least with Stratos, he can't stand up. The backpack is way too heavy. Evil Lyn and Ninjor can stand pretty well. Not a problem there. Same thing with the other guys. Beastman Ninjor falls. Beastman stands just fine. I like them. I like them a lot. They are kind of goofy versions of the characters we love. And they are much smaller representations. Like, I love my mini-mates. I love my minifigures. So they kind of were like in that sweet spot for me of like minifigure, minis. I think it goes back to like in the 80s, we had some characters that were like the PVC unposable things that you can carry around in your pocket, that you carried everywhere with you. They weren't big figures. So they kind of fit that little niche there for me. And like, if I were to display these, they would not, they take up like half of one of those shelves. So it's like, it's a win-win in a lot of different ways. The problem is, again, how many of these do I actually need? How many versions of Stratos do I need? How many versions of Beastman do I need? How many different scales and Evil Lyn? I haven't been able to answer that yet. But I've been able to hold on to the idea of like not getting the doubles. The only reason I have Slime Pit He-Man was because Junior did not want to split the set. So he sold them to me. So I have a Slime Pit He-Man. I have no use for him, and he will probably go away someday. But they're just kind of fun. They're kind of one of those fun things. They're pretty cheap. They're like $4 or $5. They're not expensive. They're relatively easy to come by when you can find them. And they're just fun. That's what I got. They're fun. This wave is showing up at Target. Hopefully that Orko wave will show up, because I also can't rationalize paying $15 for one of these things. $5 is pushing it for me. 15 would just be way too much. So, and if I can't get Tila, honestly, these also might just all go away. So if I can get her pretty cheap, fine. And I'm not paying like the shipping and all that. Like, Big Bad shipping, yes, fine, no problem with that. $4 for the case, great. The $15 or whatever it would cost to ship from Canada, one of these, no, it's not going to happen. So we'll see. I might just keep Stratos, or I might just keep Ram Man, or something like that. Like, he's staying regardless of what happens to the rest of the line. he stays, and definitely the castles, at least one each of the castles stay. But it's hard. It's hard making those choices, and it's hard drawing those lines in the sand, because at some point you usually break those lines. Sorry, I'm kind of meandering. I'm just kind of talking it out with you guys here. All in on Origins at this point. Not exactly. I take that back. As the waves go on, probably not all in. But for the most part, at this point, we're all in. Definitely not all in for Revelation. Classics kind of pulled out. Not doing those anymore. Didn't do the Super 7. So, He-Man collection is important enough, but I have not found that grouping of figures that is my definitive He-Man collection. That's what I look for in a lot of ways for some things. Like if I were to get rid of all my He-Man stuff, which line would I keep regardless? Right now, it honestly might be the constructs, because I've got castles and vehicles and everything for it. But I don't know. These might hold a close second. Classics are just so big, and I never got either one of the castles, so it's harder to want those. Origins is right up there. The originals we're keeping regardless, but an updated modern line it's neck and neck with Origins and Mega Constructs. Now, whoever comes out with the Snake Mountain first, that's where I'm going, and then the rest will probably just get sold off. But we'll see. I also have trouble letting things go. So we'll do a full gallery of Wave 2 and Wave 4, I guess technically, up on our website, castorscorner.com. You can follow us. We are at Kastor's Corner on all social media. And, of course, you can check out the Cornercast podcast almost every Monday night, DJ and Jesse, but mostly every Monday night before midnight on Apple Podcasts. And hit the subscribe button down below. The more of you that subscribe, the more cool things we get to do, and then we get to share them with you. And that's the best part of this journey. Thank you again for watching another Toy of the Day here on castorscorner.com. Night, everybody.